lovelies, I hope you're doing great. Yeah, welcome to the evening show, and I'm your host for this evening. And please clap your hands and welcome our very auspicious guests for today's show. One of the greatest directors of all times, and the lovely author who happens to be the mastermind behind this film. My first question is to you, sir. How did you find the perfect story for your film?
Oh my god, what can I say, really? I mean, all credit goes to Jessica. She is an indeed talented writer, and I'm honored that she has allowed us to make a movie based on her new bestseller.
Absolutely, that book was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Netizens have now raised a poll as to what came first, the book or the movie.
The story was really good, actually. It really had all of us hooked onto it. But what it lacked was a little bit of woke insurance, like more diverse characters, or not like changing the whole show altogether, but like sprinkling in some woke lines here and there that would literally save our backs, shield ourselves. Shield ourselves against who? Twitter, America, the gay community.
Shield ourselves from the gay community.
I know how it sounds.
I don't think you do.
Look, we need not change the whole story altogether. We just need to add some woke lines here and there so as to not offend any woke person.
Just the dialogues and stuff.
But why would you add lines which are not at all required for the plot? I mean, you could just simply employ diverse writers who could just... We cannot afford that, Jessica. We are on a budget.
Of course you are.
Also, at the same time, we cannot afford to get cancelled over here.
Today's society is more sensitive than any of the societies in history, and I honestly don't know where we are headed to. And what makes you feel that way?
You see, people have so much free time that they sit and contemplate on what to get offended on. Like, they wake up every day and they just start thinking, okay, so this is the day and I'm gonna offend it on this thing and this will not offend me today. But where are we headed to? And also, let me tell you, being offended on completely unproblematic jokes is one of their favorite tasks.
What?
No, we can very well handle dark humor, possibly better than our ancestors could have ever done it.
You sure about that?
I don't understand your question. Darling, we invented dark humor.
Yeah, and that perfectly makes sense because you deleted most of the chapters in my book because you didn't want to trigger the woke community.
Come on, man, you're just pressed because I didn't include some of your chapters.
And change the rest of them?
Improvise, not change.
And add a whole bunch of useless lines.
All I'm trying to say is that, with all due respect to the book that you have written, it was still not enough to satisfy the extremists in our society. And so we changed it. We did you good. You're famous now. You should be thanking us.
You literally have killed the authenticity of the book. Really.
You do realize how films are made, right? You need to make the scenes more liberal so as to cater to all kinds of audiences and not to offend anybody.
Right, absolutely.
Well, then you could have very well gone for some other book. Why did you have to destroy a perfectly written book?
I think he meant that the audience would not like it, or would not appreciate it.
I don't see a problem in that. Look, art is not for everybody, and that's perfectly alright. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes art is liberal, sometimes art is troubled. At the end, its goal is to be raw and true. It was never meant to comfort the distressed or distress the comforted.
I see you're clearly very offended by this movie being made on your book. So, what is it exactly that is not alright with you?
Do you know the title of my book? It reads The Emergence of Modern Women and a Short History on Black Oppression. Right. And do you know what he named the film, which is apparently based on my book? It's such a humongous title, I don't even remember, like, such a big title. Thank you. Yeah, so it reads, the title of the movie reads, The Beginning of Respectable Livelihood of Most of the Relatively Economically, Socially, Politically Stable Persons who identify as women, along with a less lengthy past chronicle on unjustified treatment towards people with high melanin under their skin. Respectfully, what is this?
That's actually quite a very unique title for a movie, by the way. Mr. Jefferson is known for his path-breaking ideas in the movie industry.
That is correct. Wait, so none of you have a problem with this? This whole title, this movie, this whole thing. What are we trying to prove and to whom are we trying to prove? I don't understand. People don't take us seriously anymore. Literally, they have made a weird acronym out of this movie which is far more lengthy to comprehend. I do not even remember the acronym, which is, oh, thank you once again. So the acronym goes TBORLOMOTRESPSPWIAFAWALL when does this end? TTPWHMUTS, which is literally far more than to even comprehend. Trust me, no one would even notice if I add or subtract any of the letters because it literally looks the same.
At least no one will be offended.
Seriously, you think that? People do not even call it the movie anymore. They mockingly call it the alphabet movie.
A what?
Damn, I didn't see that coming. There's a lot that you don't see coming anyways.
Come on, it's all because of the pressure before the release date. You know, directors and actors always feel this pressure that what my movie is gonna do, if it's gonna be a success, if it's gonna be a flop. You are worried for nothing, it's gonna be all fine.
Yeah, the alphabet movie.
Path-breaking indeed.
Long way to go, humanity. Jesus would be proud.